on, fellas?
Nothing much. We back at it.
Yep.
Great weekend.
Some good stuff to get into, fellas. I think first of all, let's just go ahead and talk about Draymond because that's the hot story right now. Hop on sports first before we get into everything else. But Jay, what'd you think about the Draymond Green punch saga? We'll call it that.
Well, there's conflicting stories about why it happened. There was reports coming out saying that Jordan Poole was feeling himself because he's about to get this contract, which is well deserved, to be honest. He's been playing out of his mind. There's probably been tension between Draymond and Poole for a while. What other reports are saying, where Jordan Poole has basically been challenging Draymond as if Draymond ain't gonna do nothing to him, and this just happened to be one of the moments where he found out.
You know what they say?
What the dude say on TikTok? If you see the war that you look around, you see how you'll find out.
All right. I will say though that if this was any other player, it probably wouldn't be that big. But Draymond just has a reputation of being overly aggressive, kicking people in the balls.
All right, hold on. Let's pause and rewind. He kicked somebody in the balls because somebody was purposely trying to get him kicked out of the game. So he stood over him, put his nuts in his face. You ain't standing over me with your nuts in my face. I'm just saying, you're going to get kicked too. So let's move forward past that. Thank you.
No, so wait.
Move forward past that.
Let's not. You guys are bringing up one instance because you guys are LeBron haters, but no, before the LeBron situation, he was kicking people in the balls as well. Let's not forget.
We know what you're referencing, though. We know what you're referencing. So that's what I'm going at.
Right.
Anyway, he's a notorious ball kicker. Let's put it like that. But he's been overly aggressive. I think at one point he even got sued for getting into a fight with some football player a long time ago, beating the dude up. So Draymond just has a reputation of being almost like a bully, in a way. And I just think when you have a reputation like that, you can't be doing stuff like this. And this matter probably would have went away, to be honest, y'all. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel too, but I think this matter would have went away because it's basketball thing. These things happen in basketball, especially once teammates they fight. I mean, okay, well, it is what it is. Right. We would have probably been curious about the specific why it happened. When that video came out, oh damn.
The video always does it, bro. The
video's always gonna do it. I think the whole biggest thing about this, man, is to be honest, dude. Like for people to be up here acting so shocked, I'm like, damn, we've heard real life accounts of this happening numerous times in the NBA. Kobe snatching everybody's shoes because they did a bad job and was saying y'all just not gonna hoop. Like, nah, give me all of these joints. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. None of that. Michael Jordan punching Steve Nash. Like we done seen this, bro. Or not Steve Nash, Steve Kerr. Just stealing, and that's Steve Kerr, bro. Like one of the nicest dudes in the NBA, getting his jaw rocked. Like that's just what it is. Me personally, dude. Whoever was the film dude in that facility, and what I heard that paycheck was from selling that video to TMZ. I mean, I feel him, but still, though, that was kind of crazy. Then the other thing, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Whatever Jordan Poole did, man, that nigga did that shit, bro. Whatever he said, because I'm just like, fam, you not about to. Draymond was across the court. You the veteran, right? And we already know the pecking order of athletics, bro. You already, dog, when you get on in with these older players who done basically been where you've been at and then did way more, and you are fulfilling yourself, dog, like, you got to respect that. You just got a ring. Mm-hmm. You just got a ring. You had a great season and you were fundamental in most aspects, bro, but Draymond, Steph Curry, Clay, and Iguodala and them dudes, they still who they are. So from the video, all I know is I'm like, all right, Draymond was over here. Something clearly got said. Then he walked up on you and then you pushed him. Because technically, you ain't have to do that. Right. So me personally, I'm like, hey, you can't punch a dude and did not be ready to squabble. Like you can't punch and then you got your hands to you can't push and then you got your hands to your side. Then what's crazy, I think the most impressive thing is Draymond ain't even cocked back. He just came straight from the shoulder with the jab.
That was a Superman punch. That was a whole Superman
punch.
Like
he just came straight up, just reacted, just pow. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. I mean, I hate that it's nasty and it's gotten out, and the media is going to make a big deal out of it. And I think there's way more pressing things to talk about. Brett Favre, but um, the game is going to be the game. They're going to be all right, man. And we're going to see what Jordan Poole do. But I know one thing, though, my overall opinion is that, hey, man, he said beige niggas back the entire week for that one.
Let me interject, EJ, before you say yours. I want to say this, Marv, because you said something that I actually disagree with that I've been seeing all over social media. People are saying that Jordan Poole should have kept his hands to himself and not push back because what you expect. And I think people need to look at it a little bit more delicately. To me, in my eyes, when you come to me, you come across the court. And I'm not saying Jordan Poole is right or wrong for whatever he was coming out of his mouth. I'm not saying it wasn't well deserved because it probably was. But I'm just saying, fighting wise, when you come across the court and chest bump me, that's the first contact. I'm sorry. So I'm going to push you back off me if I'm a real N-word.
You an athlete though, and I feel you. But the point is, I'm not saying that Jordan Poole shouldn't have punched or pushed. My thing is that if you're going to push, you got to follow through too. Like, think about this. Me and you got into it, and I pushed you. And I'm talking about like a grown man shove where like your neck kind of whiplash back. Bro, if you proceed to smack the shit out of me, dog, like I kind of knew that was coming.
I mean, I feel you.
If I push, I'm honestly gonna go. At that rate, you might as well just go. The thing that I just found bizarre is that like, oh man, I'm gonna just push this dude and then expect an NBA vet to not do nothing in return. And this is a dude who squared up with LeBron.
But like, Marv, you gotta understand this though. Look, street stuff is different from NBA. How many times we've seen players push each other in the NBA and nothing happens? You know what I'm saying? Like, being in the street is different. Like, in the street, yes, you better expect that you about to throw them hands. But basketball, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's basketball. Another thing too is that like, bruh, this happened in the training facility, dog. Like nobody knew this happened until that video got leaked. Even the story before that, what did ESPN them know? Oh man, we hear that there's tension in the Warriors locker room between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. The insiders probably knew the information, but so far as the public and being able to report on it and cause a media cycle, no. The team was going to deal with that the way they was going to deal with it, just like they did with this good old Ime Udoka situation and keeping things eternal. The only reason why the NBA and any sports franchise in America moves on things is that when it gets out to the public is going to call them to task to want to do something in the public light. So far as in this, if they suspend Draymond and all of this jazz and what they're thinking about doing and maybe finding them, they're going to have to do that and they're going to have to release that out when, honestly, man, think about this, bro. If you violated something at your job, man, do you think they're going to put that on the news that you violated? Nah, you knew what you did. They're going to have they're going to talk to you, whatever at work, and they're going to have documentation behind that. Like, this story wouldn't even be a thing if the video never leaked. Like, even when the story came out, we was just like, oh, I'm not surprised because Jordan Poole is a young rookie and Draymond Green is who he is. So I'm not surprised. We've seen numerous stories of rookies getting into it with vets because they think they hot stuff and things transpire. Nick Young and Kobe. Kobe ain't really fool with Nick Young like that because he came in being cocky and, you know, you saw the whole thing where he shot the three-pointer and started walking off and it bricked and Kobe was up there looking like, what is this dude doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So it's nothing new. I just think that it's probably going to be bigger than what it is because, you know, that video leaked. And hey, man, I feel for Jordan Poole, but me personally, I'm like, if I'm a rookie dog and I just had a breakout season, then another thing, a rookie that wasn't even drafted, you was in the G League and made your way to the league. So I'm like, the last person that kind of needs to be thinking that they fire is you. I'm like, you low-key the equivalent of somebody like a Jeremy Lin, bro. Like, you just got hot. You got to do it again. So be humble. Keep doing your thing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, what evidence do we got? We ain't got another season of greatness from him just yet. We don't.
He had that where they sucked and he was actually balling. But when Steph came back, Clay came back. It was just on a whole nother level.
So you pale and compare. Hey, thank you for holding us down, bro. Now let the real ones get in line. That's what it is. You got to do that alongside greatness, bro. You got to do it. You have to do that, and we haven't seen you do that. They said the same thing. Think about this, man. The same thing with Shaq with the Miami, man. It was going hard. I remember the news articles back then. It was going hard on D-Wade. Can D-Wade get it done? And blah, blah. I was like, bro, D-Wade was cold. And then when he got next to Shaq, he went crazier than what he was already going, man. Like, you got to step up. But to be up here talking to a dude crazy that did what you did before you twice, come on, bro. Like, so I feel him. It's like somebody talking crazy to Latrell Sprewell in the facility. I'm like, you get choked out, bro. You knew what time it was. Don't play. Like, what? Like, come on, man. You can't do that. I feel for him. I say, if anything, hey, man, he better learn how to squabble. You better learn how to squabble, man, and get to it. I
feel you on him needing to be humble. Marvin's correct. They do only have one good season. They did win a championship, but we do need to see more. Draymond been in the league for what, 9-10 years now?
A minute, and be consistent.
Yeah. I will say, though, he did get drafted, Marvin. He was like the last pick in the first round. But at that point, still, though, like, you got Clay, Draymond, and Steph on your team, so you obviously are not in the top pecking order. So
you got to shine. Think about this. What I find bizarre about this whole situation. You know who's always been humble and been doing his thing too, and quiet as kept was a hot ticket when he was coming into the league. You know who that man's name is? Andrew Wiggins. You ain't hear no behavior like that out of him, did you?
Well, no. Then he had an issue with Butler that could have went. I don't think it got physical yet, but it was about to head that way when he was.
Yeah, but he calmed down. That's cooler heads. But bro, you ain't about to be walking in the facility like you up here going crazy on the court. I mean, you had a good season, man. Andrew ain't did that in for the most. He was just on a trash team when he first got in the league.
But the main thing about that though is Andrew knew not to fuck around with Jimmy. So you would think Poole would know not to mess around with Dre. That's all I'm saying.
He after around and found out.
On the flip side, though, Draymond gotta chill, bro. You can't be Superman punching in practice. Like that's not where it's at. Like I get like the whole Michael Jordan, Steve Kerr comparison thing. I'm willing to bet his Michael Jordan's punch was not as nasty as Draymond. Draymond put Poole to sleep. That's all I'm saying. Because Steve Kerr said he came back and was fighting with Mike. So that's how I can tell you it wasn't as bad. But
Draymond a real one, bro. He punched a dude and then tried to console him afterwards. Like, hey, don't hit your head on the wall. He walked towards him. He
did not know his own strength.
He did not know his own. Hey, let me get you right. Let me get you right quick.
Oh, bro. But he got to chill, man. I mean, Draymond too old for that. He's a veteran, like Marv said. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, here's the thing. If you do want to punch this man so bad, wait till after practice, bro. Y'all do that in the parking lot when everything's all over with. I wouldn't have done it in the gym, though. That's all I'm saying. I would have confronted Poole after the practice. Either when we left, we in the locker room, or me probably outside, just being real. And then y'all talk about it. And if he keep going, then hey, ain't nothing you can do if he keep talking. So that's on Poole.
It is, but I said this. I was like, man, if I would have got swung on like that, and I'm in the league, and we all worth millions, man, shoot, Draymond would have had to wake up next to Tupac crib, nigga, fooling with me. Like that was crazy. Like I'm thinking, hey, oh man, Draymond just go smack dude. When I saw that video, I was like, oh my god, oh goddamn.
Yeah, so I'm saying, bro, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I really did not think it was gonna be that bad.
That was bad. I was like, man, he full on connected with that man's chin. Like he was standing straight. His feet was bracing. And he just stumbled back. I was like, oh yeah, that's bad.
And then he's talking about he's gonna take a couple days away from the team, and talking about they're gonna have to earn his trust back. And he be doing this shit his whole career, so it's not like Draymond been acting crazy his whole career. So y'all know who he is, but
they're gonna figure it out, man.
At the end of the day, they got to figure it out, because if Draymond ain't on that team, ain't no defense. So they're gonna have to figure it out. They're gonna have to figure it out.
They're gonna have to do that and probably expect Jordan to leave.
I don't know if they're gonna give up Poole, and that's where I was about to ask too. I was gonna say, I wonder if part of that punch wasn't just Draymond, smacking the shit out of somebody because someone trying to be a little smart ass and you think he got the juice, but does he feel threatened by Jordan Poole that at some point Draymond's going to lead the team and Jordan Poole may be the future of the Warriors? And does he feel like did Draymond kind of feel like he's only, Jordan Poole is only talking like that because they all know what's going to happen in the end is that Draymond ain't the future. He's not gonna be here for the long term. Poole is. So he's speaking. So Poole maybe talking shit from a place of power, and I wonder if that's where that anger came from to punch the shit out of him. You know, I wonder.
I mean, it did definitely come from. I think it came from. I won't say it's because he was jealous that Poole about to get paid, because Draymond know everybody got to eat when it's time to eat. So I don't think it's a factor of that. And
he didn't been there and done that.
Yeah, and what's really stupid is, like I'm saying, Draymond is set to make $25.8 million this year, and if he opts in next year, he's able to make $27.5. So for me, as Draymond, knowing that my game is declining on the court and I'm really only used for defense and antics, I'm going to take this $25 million this year, and I'm going to take this 27 next year, and I'm going to see what happens after 2 years and let Poole get his money. Because the thing is, ain't no way that you go in and them talking about you want a max contract. You are not worth more than what Jordan Poole was worth to the Warriors. I'm sorry. You're just not.
At all.
So take your million. You about to make what, 58, 59 million over the next 2 years. Do what you got to do. And then when it's time to re-up, you may not get a max, but they're going to give you something. I mean, they ain't gonna let you walk away without offering you something. So
unless he go crazy.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna go crazy. I think Draymond will be cool. The thing is, like I said, I think it's just Poole was just talking shit. He's a young dude. He might be riding high a little bit from him about to get paid, but I don't think it was more of Draymond was jealous. I think it was just he fucked around and caught what's his name at the wrong time. That's all it was, bro. It happens to everybody sometimes.
Bad day, man. Sometimes you gotta get, gotta get a little boot bop action, man. That's what happens.
Yeah. So I think they'll learn from it. They'll grow from it. I mean, at the end of the season, once they make the playoffs and do whatever they gotta do, they'll be fine. So
there's no love lost.
It should blow over.
I'm just seeing this image that you put
that's what it was, bro.
Literally.
That's what it was, bro. That's what it was, man.
That's what it was.
Draymond over there taking some mixed martial arts.
Bro.
This is for real. That's crazy.
What was that movie we used to watch in college, EJ, that Buddha put us on Paper Soldiers with Kevin Hart? And,
bro.
Beanie Siegel came out that barbershop like, hey, man, didn't I tell you when I seen him smack us? And he just basically walked up with his arms up and just punched dude straight from the shoulder.
Punched dude straight in the yep. Bro.
I was like, that's literally how it was, man. So, thoughts and prayers are all involved. That's all I'm going
to say. They'll be out there. Millionaires fighting.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Let's hop into Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, because I know it's getting ready to come out soon. There's been a lot of reports going on recently about who the next Black Panther is. Another trailer dropped this week. I think it was the final trailer.
Yep.
Marvin, what do you think about it? Did you see it?
I thought the final trailer was phenomenal. I think that was the first one that I saw that got me hyped. I will go on the limb and say this, just like we talked about in the chat. I'm walking out the movie theater. Winston Duke is Black Panther. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna be honest.
I'm with you, Marv. I'm with you, bro.
I'm get up. I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to walk down the stairs, look at everybody in this theater, and be like, "You niggas are fucking crazy. Y'all watching this shit, bro?" And walk straight out.
Hey,
what? No.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
I think personally, I would not be mad if Shuri or what's her face become that and call it a day, bro. Like, let's wrap this up, dude. Let's wrap this up and move on, bro. Not gonna be a compelling Black Panther. I just cannot. I cannot see it. I don't see how him going from M'Baku to that makes sense and it be a compelling story. Because my thing is that, like, Namor, this is gonna end here. I don't think, unless y'all done heard rumors that I haven't, that this is gonna be a continuing thing that they're gonna have to face throughout, this phase of the MCU. But I mean, I got excited about the trailer overall, but I ain't trying to see that though.
Jay, what you think?
Well, I've told you guys off podcast, off air, that I believe I came across a script leak, and EJ knows that I kind of read script leaks of Black Panther 2. Been coming across them for a while.
You hella illegal out here, bro.
Okay, Reddit. Hey man, don't be snitching now. Don't be dry snitching.
Hey, relax. We ain't trying to get copyrighted, bro.
No. But I ain't gonna say nothing. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that I'm not gonna even say nothing, to be honest, because I want y'all to go into the movie with fresh eyes.
This your real life, literally.
I'm just gonna say that from what I've read, it seems very accurate. I'm gonna say accurate, and I'm very curious how the fan base is gonna take to this stuff, true, which I believe it is. So I'm very curious how all of you guys are going to take to it too. EJ and Marvin, I'm curious how you guys are going to take to it. But so far, just from the trailer, man, that freaking trailer looks freaking amazing.
Really, really good.
I mean,
oh my God.
Bro, coming from somebody who was not high on this movie at all, especially since they didn't show us anything. Bro. They didn't show us anything until basically a month ago.
That first one was low-key trash for me.
Yeah, they didn't show us anything until a month ago, and so for me, I got to give them credit. The movie looks beautiful right now, so I will give them. It looks like they got top-notch shooting, top-notch CGI. Like, it just looks great. So I'll give them props on that. Like Marvin said, if M'Baku is it, I may have to leave. Like, I've already talked about this in my head. What I'm gonna do if he shows up, if he puts on the thing, I may have to walk out. I agree with Marvin on that one. So initially, obviously, when you see the Black Panther drop out the ship at the end of the trailer we just saw, it's definitely a female. At least that is a female body, right? That is a female. From what I've heard, I'm not gonna be. I mean, I'm not Jay. I don't work in the movie industry, so it's okay for me to say what I saw online. I don't know if it's a script leak, but there's a guy online that says, and I don't even know the girl's name, Jay. So you may know what I'm talking about. This may be where you're going, but he was saying there's this other chick that just signed on recently. This black chick that looks like she's a part of the Dora Milaje in the picture. They're saying that she might be the Black Panther. I'm forgetting her name, but she's like a big actress or upcoming actress apparently.
Yeah, Michaela Cole from HBO. She got like 2 HBO shows.
From Ghana, right?
Yeah, I believe she is from Ghana. I'm not like a giant fan of her work, but I know I feel like she's like the British Issa Rae. She has like 2 comedy shows on HBO. It was some show called Chewing Gum and another show, what was it called? It was called I May Destroy You. And so she's been doing a lot of HBO stuff. I think she did some stuff on Black Mirror as well. And but the thing is, I don't think she is going to be the Black Panther. See, if you look in the trailer, they show her for a couple of scenes, and she has this like blue and silver armor on. They're introducing in this film I believe they're called the Blue Angels, and actually no, I mean the Midnight Angels, and they're like kind of some other kind of group like similar to the Dora Milaje. I don't know too much about them, but we're probably going to learn about them in the film. And I believe like her character is like in some kind of relationship with Okoye, so we're going to see that explored. But yeah, I don't know what role she has, but it won't be Black Panther.
It is.
I feel you. Yeah,
I agree.
But I'm interested to see who it's going to be, man. And they're up here talking about nobody has guessed who it is yet, and nobody knows what's really happening. And I'm like, all right, y'all mess around and give us somebody weak. You gonna make everybody walk out the theater, bro. So I'm trying to say, like, I understand at the end of the day, me and Jay had initially said that we felt the role should have been recasted, which, you know, I still stand by at this point, but I do understand with it being so recent to his passing, to Chadwick's passing, I get why you might not want to rush into it, which is why me and Jay also suggested they push the movie back a couple years, which would have been totally possible. But if you're going to make the movie now, you got to figure out a way to make it land. So I'm just telling y'all, you better get it right. That's all I'm saying. You better get it right. I don't even know what that entails. But since y'all writing the movie and you coming up with the script, you better get it right. And I better be surprised, and it better be a happy surprise. Because if it is M'Baku, I'm telling you, bro, popcorn going up in the air, walking out, man. That's it. Like, he don't need to be Black Panther. That's all I'm saying. Unless you're gonna bring in somebody from another dimension, like me and Jay talked about in the past. Like, unless you bring in another Black Panther from, you know, Earth 283 or something. I don't know, but they gotta get it right. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I will say one more thing. I think I spoke about this before. I'll just bring it up just because of the trailer. But there was a leak before on Reddit of a Marvel poster and a Marvel wall mural, and a clear picture of Thor's new uniform from his new costume from Love and Thunder, and the new Thor from the new the Mighty Thor with Jane Foster.
Yeah.
On the side of it was a Black Panther, but it was cut off, so you couldn't see the whole picture, and it was a big Black Panther. This is bigger than T'Challa, and at that point, I panicked.
I feel you.
We gonna see, boy.
My issue is that, well, if it really is M'Baku, the signs were kind of there already, because we did hear that there was issues with Letitia Wright on set of during production. She didn't want to take the COVID test. She was a non-vaxxer, and apparently she was spreading that across the set. Don't know if that's real or not. Don't know if that's just something fabricated. But then you also hear that M'Baku got a pay raise. And you also hear that there were like reshoots, even though every film always has scheduled reshoots. I'm just worried that how does this work if M'Baku is the Black Panther when his character worships a whole different god than Bast, Bast is a Panther god. So how do you switch over when your character believes in his gorilla god? So now it's kind of forced now. But then I also understand that, he may be the only true leader, that can really stand a chance against a lot of the enemies that may come to the village. And then I also think about how Kevin Feige mentioned recently in an article talking about how, there were talks about recasting T'Challa, recasting the role after Chadwick Boseman's dead, but it was just too early. And when I think about it in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, actually, it is kind of too early, because they were getting ready to film Black Panther 2. It was Chadwick passed away around pre-production time, if I'm correct. So, they were getting ready to go ahead and shoot this movie, and he passed. So it's like, how do you just all of a sudden shift gears and cast somebody new? So I don't know if the fans would have kind of took that in. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that even if M'Baku turns out to be the new Black Panther eventually, I hope it's just for this film, and we get to see Wakanda come together and fight against this, this Namor character, this Namor villain that we've been waiting to see touch the film. But let it be for this one film, have T'Challa return in the next film, because we need T'Challa. Right. Straight up.
We gonna see, man.
So, Damson Idris, good choice.
Yeah, I'm down with that for sure. Well, let's do this, because since we're talking about Black Panther and what's going on with that, I don't think I brought this up the last time we had the pod. But did we talk about Blade the last time we had the podcast? Because if not, we need to hop on that real quick. Blade recently lost its director, and there are reports that Mahershala Ali is frustrated by the progress that the movie is doing. I also read another report saying that there were only 2 major fighting scenes in the entire movie, and that those fighting scenes were weak. I read that in multiple articles.
Not good.
Y'all know, and the audience knows who listens, how I feel about Blade. So this is very concerning. Jay, what do you think?
It's very, so let me say this. Gotta repeat this too. I don't know about you, Marvin. Me and EJ on Blade, it's up there, man. Yep. It's up there. It's up there. Those first 5 minutes of the film, I consider that the best scene in all of cinema. The best intro scene in all of cinema. You heard this here.
Yep.
In all of cinema, okay?
All of cinema. Man.
Yes. So you have to get this. And for Mahershala Ali to be like, he's not liking where it is, that makes me feel good because he knows what this movie, how badass this movie needs to be. You cannot come out with a Blade project and it not be on par with Wesley Snipes' Blade. And not to say that it's going to beat Wesley Snipes' Blade, but you gotta be on that level. You have to be. You're not doing that sticky finger shit that they had on FX. No.
Yep.
No.
Hey, let's slow down. Sticky fingers live on TV. Let's not do that, bro.
Sticky Fingers was not Blade 1. That's all I'm saying. And
yeah, it wasn't Blade 1, but it's also it was a TV adaptation of it. So let's just do that, bro. It is what it is. It wasn't a movie, just a TV.
That is true.
Yeah, well,
Sticky Fingers is not my Blade and never will be my Blade. He is not my Blade.
Yeah, so first of all, how the hell did Sticky Fingers out of all people get that? Well, that's what I want.
If you think about the time that show was out, who else was gonna do it at that time?
They could have got Michael J. White. They could have.
What gonna happen during that time, man? Because during that era, guess what Michael J. White was doing?
Well,
action movies and Tyler Perry flicks. So what paid more? What paid more? Perry check was nice.
Man, if Michael J. White. If they would have called Michael J. White would have brought some justice to that. It probably wouldn't have been better.
That joint was on Spike TV, bro. Like nobody was watching Spike then. This is like on the tail end of cable really cracking like that, man. Spike ain't even around no more.
Michael J. White was making movies like Blood and Bone. He could have went and did Blade. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
and Marvin, if you haven't seen Blood and Bone, you don't know what the hell you've been. So, just saying, Blood and Bones was fire. I'm sorry, and that was a low budget film, wasn't it? It
was very low budget. That's what I'm saying. It was low budget, and he killed that. And with that low budget, they probably didn't pay him a stupid amount of money, so he could have went and did Blade. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So they need, and for the director to leave the film because he didn't like the draft that they came up with. I'm just the writer or the director. The director didn't.
The director
was moved from film. Yeah. So that's not a good. You got to do this movie justice, man. Blade is a very important character. Blade is arguably the Marvel character that even allows superhero films to be what it is today.
Yep.
You just have to do it. The style that Wesley Snipes brought to the character, the martial arts choreography he brought to the character. The way it was filmed, like, one was great. Guillermo del Toro came in and brought it to a whole nother level with Blade 2. Blade Trinity is all right, but we know it.
1 and 2 were fire.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, so just saying, you gotta come in with it, man. You gotta come with it. So it's a good thing that Ali is disappointed because he knows how important this movie is, and it's one of the very few badass black superheroes we have on. So you have to bring it. You gotta bring it. So hoping to hear some good news soon about a replacement on who they will choose.
And the thing too, bro, is like Wakanda. Obviously, we recognize in the MCU that Black Panther is like our first black superhero, which is correct, which is why it got all the attention, which is why it did as well as it did. Blade is like our first U.S. American black character. We got to come out strong with him, man. You can't give him no shitty story. Blade is action. That is what he is. So if you come up here and try to tell this boring, we trying to go through dialogue the whole movie, like that's not what Blade is. So I never advocate for this, y'all know, especially with games and stuff like that, but they need to push this back. I'm sorry. I know Mahershala is already 58. I get it. He old, but they got to push it back, man, because they're going to have to rewrite the script and they're going to have to add action scenes. They're going to do what they got to do. And there's not enough time between now and next November. We're already in October now. That's basically a year away when this movie's supposed to come out.
Right.
So I say push it back. If not, better have somebody on hand that can come in and rewrite the script in a hurry. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree.
Marv, any thoughts, bro?
We gonna see. I'm not. My hopes isn't high. When I read that news, I was like, yeah, this may be a bad one now. I don't know. I have no idea. It's
sad because Mahershala approached Marvel about playing this role, so they can't do him wrong like that. Because if that's the case, they shouldn't have just never. They said they weren't gonna make it. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see though. Yeah. Did y'all see Daredevil this week and She-Hulk?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
How do y'all feel?
We needed to see that.
Too little, too late?
Need to see it?
I said we needed to see that, but we needed.
Would y'all say too little, too late, or?
I wouldn't say too late because it's She-Hulk is not Daredevil and She-Hulk.
Right.
I think the problem is like what you said before you did. You know, we really don't care about She-Hulk right now because there's no story going on right now. And I think if the story were interesting and there was an actual plot, we wouldn't be dying to see Daredevil.
Right.
So, you know, but Daredevil just kind of spices it up, which I think it did do in this episode, to be honest. But that's kind of a bad thing when you expect you're watching the show for a whole nother superhero than the star superhero of the show. So it's kind of a bad thing. Why was Daredevil great? Probably arguably the best episode of the series. That's a bad thing on Marvel's part. That it shouldn't have taken this long for us to actually get an interesting story.
There's two things with that.
The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your
billboarded the
opponent
show.
is
Like
such an
whenever they
effective
first
game
were showing
plan.
like all the artwork and showing like everything about it, when they first started pushing the show to everybody, showing everything off. Daredevil was who they kept showing. They kept showing. And I'm not saying that
If you look up disrespect to the
it's a
dictionary,
bad thing
you'll
that
probably see a picture of this match
you
here.
feel me? But it's like if you're gonna do that, we expect to see him
Player 2
relatively
had an
close,
impressive
maybe
round
third,
while managing
fourth
their
episode
drive
in the
gauge.
beginning.
They'll want to carry that
Even if
momentum
it's
into
not
the next
like
round.
Right.
us
That
seeing
definitely
Daredevil.
makes sense.
My personal opinion is
They're backed up into
She-Hulk
the corner.
is a
Wait
lawyer.
a minute.
Wait a minute.
Still slugging it out.
Daredevil. You don't have to show him in one episode to get his whole story out of the way. In one episode, show him as the lawyer, show him as Daredevil. That's it.
Nice
You could have
block on
shown
the
him
overhead.
as a lawyer in episode 3 and slowly brought along the character. See what I'm saying? You don't have to like take away the spotlight. Show him the right way. All you gotta do is sow little seeds. Show him helping out on the case. Show him talking to show him interacting with people while she doesn't know who he actually is. And then later on during the season, oh okay, he's Daredevil. See what I'm saying? They waited. Told everybody else Daredevil gonna be in the season. While they fucking showing these crazy episodes showing working and all this. And all they had to do was give us an actual story. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have been an integral part of the storyline all season. Not that you want to take away from She-Hulk. But throw him in there a little bit so we can see what's going on. Like I guarantee you that would have got me more interested in what was going on in the show.
Decides not to rush in without a plan.
Gotcha.
Jumps, reads the jump.
No, I agree with you. I think, I definitely agree with you. I think, just the worst part is just, you know, it's just that the story isn't there for She-Hulk, and I want to appreciate She-Hulk more, but it's starting to turn into this, you know, the show is pretty much turning into this, like, you know, this very sad, you know, girl trying to find love, and, you know, these one-night stands aren't turning out the way she expected it to, and you know, I don't know how you feel about the whole ship between Daredevil and She-Hulk. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I was not expecting that. Not that I'm mad about it, but I was definitely not expecting that to happen. I don't even know if that's happened in the comics. I don't know if they have a relationship in the comics. To be honest. I don't know.
I don't think that they do, but I will say I give them credit. It's the MCU, so obviously it's
hard fought on both sides.
So, and this could be something that we see moving forward with us too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that's unexpected. So, I give them props for doing it. It definitely made some good banter on the episode between those two.
I feel like I could watch these two go at it forever.
Projectile to try
it
to
would be
change
cool
the situation.
if during the Daredevil
Fireballs are
show,
such good
maybe
ground
Jennifer
game
comes on there and does
tools,
some stuff
gotta
on
be
there
careful
too.
they
So
don't get jumped.
I applaud them actually. It's just they waited
Fireball
too
game
long.
is so
This could've
solid
been
right
good.
now, their opponent can't get a good read to
Actually
jump.
happened over episodes.
This is the perfect
It really
way to
feels
reach
like
out and tag them with
every
something.
episode of
Fights
She-Hulk
back out of the
is
corner,
its own entity.
gets out
It's
of the
just like a
corner and
weekend
creates some
variety
distance.
special. It's like you don't. None of the things that have been going on except for the whole
the jump in.
her getting stuck
Long low attack
with
hit.
that thing they
Nicely
were trying to
done,
get us
nicely
off in the second episode.
Trying to figure out how to get that damage.
Reading her phone.
There's
in
a
the
change
last
of side.
episode. Those are the only two connected
Player one
scenes so
can't
far.
afford mistakes without the drive game.
Everything else has been one off.
Nicely played around there.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on what happened during that last round?
No, that's true. That's true. So I just hope it gets. Well, there's only one episode left, so I'm not
Yeah, I
really
can't wait to see how these
sure
two
where
take it
they're
to the
trying to
next
go
level.
with this revenge porn thing.
Frozen, what's next?
Kind of.
This fight is
I don't know, man.
just underway.
I don't know.
What kind of game
She-Hulk
plan
has
do
been
they
kind of
have?
going a little.
Really excited to see how each player is
I don't know.
going to approach this matchup.
I wouldn't say rated R, but
Gotta
there's a
be
lot of
careful
sex
not
going
to
on
risk
in
this
this
range.
show.
Both fighters need to
But I'm
find a
not
way
saying
to
that's an
utilize
issue.
their drive.
But I don't think it's the first time we've seen a show like this. Like She-Hulk is a very sexual character in MCU now.
I mean, and she makes a lot of jokes that are like, we understand about it. But I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, I could understand what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even try to hide it.
I can't believe they blocked
Right,
that.
so it's very different. So I don't know if this is what fans were expecting
What's the follow-up?
when we heard that the She-Hulk show was coming into fruition.
And they close it out. Good stuff.
But hey, it's here. This is
Not gonna
what it
lie,
is.
that was a real intense fight.
One of your favorite superheroes loves having sex on the first date. So if you dating She-Hulk and you see her on the thing, just know. Let me stop. I'm starting to sound like a sexist now. Let me stop. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I was about to be like, hey, yo, where you going, cuz? Like,
But I will say it's
so.
definitely going in a different direction than what we initially thought. And also, too, where the Hulk been at, man? We know he was traveling in his car or whatever. Like, we ain't gonna get no tie up to that storyline, that thread at all. Like,
Well, EJ, there has been some leaked pictures, and looks like he will be back for the finale. Yeah, but looks like he will be.
man, they rushed this season, and we've had more episodes of this damn show than anything. You could have gave me 9 episodes of Hawkeye, and that's saying a lot. So I'm just like, bro, like, I mean, out of all the shows to get 9 episodes, you barely wanted to give WandaVision 9 episodes. I'm like, man, so,
right.
I don't know. They must really love the show. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
True.
Hopping over, fellas, from Marvel to DC. Did y'all hear about Ezra Miller returning back to do reshoots on The Flash?
They bugging. White privilege again, bro.
I heard that, and I mean, I do understand from a point that you film like 80% of your movie with him, so it's like, how much money are you going to waste having to go do reshoots with a whole new actor? So it does make sense. So personally, I mean, I can understand it, but my thing is, after this movie is over, you need to recast him.
Yeah, they got it. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, I think it's done. Ezra Miller's done. You cannot afford to have a situation like this again. This is probably one of the most weirdest things ever. To happen between your talent and in a big time AAA big blockbuster movie that's coming out soon, and that's just so weird. That's just so weird for all this drama to be coming out, and dude is doing drugs and having bar fights and grooming young lady. Like it's come on.
Nah, he gotta go.
If this was
If he
anybody
get away
else,
with it, if this crack and he get paid and this work, bruh, I'm about to be like, hey man, he might go above Robert Downey Jr. man, a wilding dog and a comeback story.
True.
I mean, my thing is, he should be gone, bro. Like, anybody else in this situation would have been fired. Like, once I hear the word grooming, fired. Like, there's not even a, like, we don't have to have any discussion. If it's confirmed, you got reports, he's out of there. Like, I don't understand what Warner Brothers is doing. Like, they're making all these crazy changes over there. I really hope that they're bringing him back to reshoot some scenes to where they're reshooting scenes to exit his character out the series. It's too easy for him to run through, make a portal, bring about Flashpoint and bring another Flash in. That's all you got to do. So I really hope they're figuring out a way to do reshoots to get him out and not reshooting it just to bring him in, fix scenes, and then bring him back for future installments in the DC universe. Because, like, I don't know what kind of example they're setting just to keep this dude in here, and what's been going on with him. So that was wild to me when I read that, though. That was wild.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of ask yourself, like, just out of curiosity, like, what what was going through his mind? Is this dude? To me, that's all drugs, bro. That's just drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because that does not seem normal. Like all this drama that was going on with him and all of those weird stories. It had to be some kind of drug binge, to be honest. It's just so freaking weird.
Even if it was, man, like I'm like, fam, you a weirdo.
Oh, he's definitely.
Hey, why are we rewarding bad behavior?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Definitely a weirdo.
And here's another thing: you're giving him more money.
Yeah.
So it's like, why?
Well,
like,
he's getting his contract. He already has his contract, so.
So I'm like, bro, they could have did something else with that, man. You know how many white dudes you could find to play Flash, bro? We act like Flash is like a super compelling character with such an interesting, like deep, dark story that has to have this certain personality trait. They done made so many Flashes and there's different like eras of Flash. So this specific one, does Ezra have to specifically play this dude? No.
And Ezra is the worst one.
That question.
And Ezra's the worst. Right. Ezra's the worst one out of all of them.
Barry's that dude, really?
I was growing up. I was a Wally West guy from Justice League.
Oh, amen. Yes, sir. I remember when the Flash was first getting his episode on Arrow, and he was doing the whole thing, and I heard that the Flash was going to be on Arrow, and they were going to build out his whole show, and they said it was Barry. I was pissed. I was like, bro, just put Wally West in it. Let's be done with it, because we all grew up on Wally West with Justice League and Team Young Justice and all that. But I will say I have developed a better respect for Barry Allen over the years for sure. So totally fine with them keeping Barry. They just need to bring another Barry in. You can go get Grant Gustin. I don't care. But we got to get somebody else in there, bro. That's all I'm saying. Gotcha. No, and that's what the fans were counting for too. They were like, give Grant Gustin, which I think would be awesome because they've already crossed over too, right? Yes. In the show? Yeah. Well, I believe it was either like the finale of one of the Flash seasons, or it was like a scene at the very end of I don't know if it was not Justice League, but it was something where the Flash. It might have been the season finale. Oh, I know what it was. It was the Infinite Crisis crossover between Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and all those shows like that. And he was running between realms or whatever, and he stops and he saw Ezra Miller. And they talked for like 5 seconds, and then he went away. So they have crossed paths before, so it's totally plausible.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. That movie better be good. It better be worth it. Going through all this, I will say that.
They keep talking about how it's tested so well, and people love it, and they can't wait to put the movie out. But you keep pushing it back, so it can't be that great. Because it's supposed to be out by now. So we gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
All right.
Marv, me and Marv were actually texting about this. Marv, what you think about the Mario trailer, bro?
Mario trailer, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, y'all know me. Y'all know I hate cartoon movies and live action films of any sort, right? So I ain't know what to expect until I saw like maybe 2 people on Twitter who ain't gamers mention this, and then I saw it and I was just like, all right, let me look at this. So the trailer started off, I'm just like, okay, this looks goofy. Then it's like a little funny moment, and then I was like, wait a minute, bro, like this actually like looks pretty damn good. And then Chris Pratt, Mario falls into the universe, and then Chris Pratt, like, you hear his voice, I was like, nah, this movie might be kind of fire, bro. He is giving Guardians of the Galaxy but making Super Mario.
Because Chris Pratt,
like you got high, like you got high comedy, but like it's still grown. Like I don't want because me personally, I was like, I ain't gonna watch this if they make this like a childish ass Super Mario movie. Like how kind of like if you look at movies like The Incredibles and all these other movies where it's like they're still funny, but it's like humor that everyone can appreciate. It's like humor that kids can enjoy and like adults can enjoy, and like it's real. Like it's raw, but it's real, but it's good. So I feel like the direction they're going in. It didn't seem like anything that was like super childish. Like even when Bowser went like, they was just like, yo, fight, and they start throwing snowballs at him. He's just walking up slow. And then he just burnt the castle down. Like it's funny. I think anybody can relate to that, man. So I think, me personally, I think this movie about to be fire. That's just me. Now, am I going, go see his first day come out? No, I'll probably catch on the mat. maybe, if it released out on a little streaming platform, I might do that. But I think it looked great. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. It's not gimmicky. I think it's dope because I think all the Mario movies have been gimmicky as hell. It's like, oh, let's see, it's like, damn, like you a plumber, like nigga, just be a regular dude. You feel me? Like then that one from the 90s with Danny DeVito, I was like, come on, bro, you're not about to get the nigga that played the penguin, like to be Super Mario now. Like
that wasn't Danny DeVito though. I will say that wasn't Danny DeVito.
You feel me? Like what? Like come on, man.
I forget all the name that played it too. This dude was a good actor, but I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what you think, bro?
I was pleasantly surprised too. I'm up there with Mark. I was definitely surprised. People are kind of like, I've heard people talk about how they're going to have issues with his voice because they want to hear that old Italian plumber voice. It's a me, all that.
I don't want that, bro.
Yeah, just imagine having Mario talk the majority of the movie. That shit is going to be annoying fast. Yes. I don't want to hear that.
Oh yes.
Oh, we gotta go say Princess Peach. I don't want to hear that.
Bro?
Look, no. Look, I just so have him talking like a regular guy. I don't care. To be honest, the whole drama is that behind Chris Pratt is the whole personal things where him and his wife, and then he's a Trump supporter from what I heard. He's kind of conservative, so you have those things. In there that's kind of contributing to this drama. Personally, I can separate that from the art. The movie's going to be good. It looks Illumination is behind it. Illumination has done some very great kids movies. I can tell you now, this movie's going to make so much money.
Oh, for sure.
I feel bad for all of the theater employees that's going to clean up all that popcorn from all these kids that's going up in there. This movie is going to make so much money. So for all the people that's complaining about this stuff, guess what? To be honest, this movie ain't really catered for y'all. It's catered for the kids. We, us fans, they grew up with Mario. Of course, we go in there for the nostalgia. We want to see the Easter eggs. Of course, there's going to be stuff up in there for us, the fans. But this movie for the kids. So
you think so, bro?
It's for the kids, bro. Telling you.
I don't know, man.
Kids.
It's kind of like what was a movie where it's just like matter of fact, you remember when they re-released The Lion King, bro? It was way more adult. There's a lot of adults that went to go see that. That second drop, bro.
You're going to have the adults come up in there for sure because of nostalgia purposes. But the movies like this, I'm telling you, they are catered to children. They're catered. They know their target audience. Kids movies make so much money, Marv. They make so much money. When Frozen came out, oh my God. When Lego Movie came out, I worked in the theater during these times, fellas. It was the apocalypse.
I think
I'm telling you.
No, you're 100% correct, Jay. 100% correct. I think, to Mara's point with The Lion King, they had a more mature audience because of the names they were bringing for the character. So, we got Beyonce, we got Donald Glover.
Right.
It was a different vibe. This is more of like, you know what? This is like some Lego movie vibe. This is exactly what it's like. So, yes, obviously us, as hardcore gamers who grew up playing Nintendo, Mario's older than we are, so obviously we'll be in there. But it is bringing a new generation who probably don't know a whole lot, but maybe know them just from a little bit from the Switch. They're gonna be rushing the theater, bro. And as soon as this movie come out, they about to sell out all the Mario games. Watch, I'm telling you,
exactly,
bro. All these kids, all these kids, bro, who know about Mario a little bit, but they ain't got no Switch. They gonna go tell their parents, "I want a Switch. I want Mario Dreamland. I want Mario this, Mario that, Mario Party." I'm telling you, bro, they about to clean up as soon as this movie drop. They stock gonna go up like crazy. Watch.
Yes, it will. Merchandise, clothes,
games,
toys, all of that.
Yep.
All of that. You about to see like EJ. I couldn't have said it better. Them games are about to fly off that damn shit.
So if you ain't got you a Mario game right now, bro, you better go get them. Because I'm telling you, they're going to be sold out after this movie come out. I'll tell you.
Yes. Because you got to remember, Nintendo is a family gaming company now. They do have the games for us gamers, hardcore casual gamers too. But they cater their games toward the families now. And that movie is about to send so many kids. And there's a Mario game. There's a new Mario game about to come out.
Exactly.
This is the perfect.
Yep.
This is the perfect. They know what they're doing.
Yep.
They know what they're doing.
Yep. I gotta give them credit, bro. Their marketing team is working, bro. They working. So hey, they doing it. I gotta give them credit.
Right. So it's over. It's over. This coming out, dude. It's coming out in December. Over. Yep. It is over. Yeah. That's good. It is over.
Yeah, they racking up.
Yeah, man.
This will make almost $1 billion, if not $1 billion. So I'm just saying, more than $1 billion, $1 billion plus. I'm sorry.
I think the franchise is gonna make $1 billion, not the movie itself.
Well, yeah, all together.
Yeah.
The movie,
franchise definitely gonna move. Gonna make a couple hundred million for sure from this.
They might make more. I mean,
probably.
I'm just saying they might make probably in the fives. They might make in the fives probably. We'll see. What's funny though is a couple of days before this came out, I sent Jay a trailer. I think I sent it to the chat. So Marvin, you may have seen it, but it was like someone did like a mature Mario, like what it would be like if Mario was in like the real world type thing, and it was fire, bro. I looked at that, I was like, this is fire. Yeah. And then when I saw the trailer, it obviously wasn't like the blood and shit that you saw in the other one, but it kind of gave me that same vibe, and I was like, okay, this movie about to be real. So I'm excited. I am excited.
Yep, this movie. And then it got the out here in LA, Disneyland. They have the new Mario, the new Mario Land that's about to. I don't know if it has launched yet or they're still building it. But I know when I was there, last year it was in production, like they were construction. They were constructing it or whatever. So I'm curious if it's going to be open by the time this movie launches, because that would be smart too.
Yeah, if they do that, it's got to run up for that.
Yep, it's a wrap. All right, fellas, we're going to switch the games real quick. Jay, I've been watching your stories. Obviously, I was out of town this weekend, but I was watching the SHU Program stories, and I saw the Street Fighter stuff, bro. So tell us about that, because I've been trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Because this looks nuts.
Well, it's definitely nuts. I was fortunate to get a code. I didn't think I would be able to, but I think Street Fighter 5 was not on consoles. I mean, on Xbox consoles. They made Street Fighter 5 exclusive, even though Street Fighter 4 was across platform, and so which was kind of stupid to me. It didn't make sense. And I don't know if you guys knew, but Street Fighter 5 was like half a game. They kind of what Halo Infinite was. They sold you half a game. The campaign wasn't ready. Right. You had to buy the fighters. That was like the first time I ever heard that in my life.
Yeah.
But this man, I guess they brought it back. Capcom came to their senses, or Sony came back to their senses, and now it's back on Xbox, which is great. And I was able to get a code, and I think one of the reasons I was able to get a code was that I'm an Xbox player. Maybe they're trying to get more Xbox people on. If you were probably trying to get a code for PlayStation, you probably didn't have a lot of luck, because everybody's trying to get on PlayStation probably. So thank God I'm on Xbox. The code, man. I haven't played Street Fighter in a long time. I haven't played it since Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 Super Ultimate, all of that stuff, and it feels really good. The graphics look really great. The biggest thing I want to talk about is the character creator that they introduced. Mortal Kombat did have a character creation a long time ago in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which is pretty cool. You get to create your own fighters. And Street Fighter, as far as I know, this is the first time it's ever being done. You get to create your own character, and guys, let me tell you, the character creator is probably on par with some of your favorite RPGs where you create your own characters. It's that deep. Some may argue that it's a little bit too deep if you've seen the images that I put.
It's goofy. Boy, it's goofy.
Yeah, it looked weird, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. People are going out of control. They're making little small dwarfs from like Lord of the Rings. They're making glowing people. They're making, giants. They're making like this body dysmorphia is just awful.
Yeah, that's what's killing me. Is that
chain crazy? Yeah. So it's crazy. So it's crazy. It's cool, but they have even like they got the Rinnegan and the Sharingan from Naruto. The eyes on there, bro.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I said you have me at Sharingan and Rinnegan.
Yes,
so my dude got the Rinnegan. So you can make your character, give them all different kind of colors, and it's really deep. So you will be able to create your own character and customize them the way you want. put clothes on them, earn clothes and accessories and stuff like that, and customize them, give them fighting moves. We didn't get the experience fighting with our characters in the beta, so that sucked. But I guess they're saving that to be worked on for a later time, I guess. This beta kind of focused on mostly just the fighting with the new characters. We have several new characters. We have Jamie, who's this looks like he's a Brazilian type character that you know, he's a drunken master type character like Jackie Chan, where he gets drunk throughout the fight, and when he gets super drunk, his moves like kind of turn up to 100, and he's doing all these crazy moves, just drunken master type style. You have a black character, I can't remember her name, but the black character, this black female character, who she dances like she's like kind of reminiscent of DJ. If y'all remember DJ from Street Fighter, who was like the dancing hip hop guy. And she's
DJ.
Hey man, these Japanese people, man, it is what it is. But she's similar to DJ. I don't know if she's gonna be DJ's daughter or something like that in the story. Don't know. We'll see when the game comes out. But she has like the headphones and the headset. She's like she's a tagger, like a spray tagger, likes to you know, tag things with her spray paint and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. We have a brawler type named Luke. He's like there's a lot of folk in him. I don't know the story, but Luke is like he's a brawler. He has some of his moves are kind of very similar to Ken and Ryu's, but more brawler and a lot of mixed martial arts type style from him. Who else do we have? Jury returns. Jury from Street Fighter 4. She made an introduction in that game. Ryu and Ken are back. Ryu is like my main. Guile is back, one of my second main character. I love playing with those characters. Ken is overpowered as usual. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Ken is usually one of the most overpowered characters in Street Fighter. His like the frame rate for his moves are just way too cool. I need to reduce that, and I'm gonna address that in my survey to Capcom when I take it later this week. But Ken's his moves are, some of it is just too crazy, to the point where I was going around looking for matches and everybody was playing with Ken. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So hope we got to balance it out. So this is a little bit more balancing issues. This game seems like it's actually good for people that's trying to jump into Street Fighter who haven't played it in years, or maybe for the first time, because a lot of the moves, instead of doing certain combos or certain button combinations to do some of the super attacks, now you have on the controller pad, you have a heavy punch, quick punch, and like a heavy kick, low kick, or whatever. But now you have a dedicated button where you can actually do the power move. So all you have to just do is do a directional button, left, right, up, and down with the Y button, and you could do a super attack, which is kind of, you know, for the hardcore gamers, you're like, this is kind of cheapskating. Just this takes the skill out of it. But to me, it actually doesn't make a difference to me, to be honest, because you still have to use it very skillfully. So while it's easier to do the super attacks, it still takes a lot of skill in the game, because Street Fighter is actually a very offensive minded game. It's not defensive like Mortal Kombat is. Mortal Kombat is more like a defensive game. A more strategic fighting game, which is why Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, is the best fighting game out there. But Street Fighter is very offensive, so defense isn't all that great, in my opinion. I could be wrong for someone else's, but I will say
never been that great in Street Fighter.
True, exactly. But this year, or I believe this was introduced in Street Fighter 5. I was talking to my brother about it because he plays Street Fighter 5. But with this, but just for the sake for me not playing Street Fighter 5 this year, what I've learned is that there's a new move where you can actually hold. You have your regular defense where you just hold the back button, but now there's a dedicated defensive move where you hold the right trigger. The right trigger or the RB button, and you get into a defensive state that pretty much blocks every move, even super attacks, and like it blocks everything. And the only but the thing is, it drains your energy bar. So what it does is, as you're using it, it constantly drains your energy bar, stopping you from using super attacks. So it has a give and a take.
Which is solid balance, but I mean, if that's the case, and it's like, why change the system of just classic Street Fighter mechanics in general? Like, okay, if you're gonna block, like, just let them block whenever you choose. And if people act like there's not like guard breaks in Street Fighter, so it's like, is that gone? Like, people do that all the time, like in the professional circuit. So it's like, okay,
guard breaks aren't going. That's a good thing. That's a good thing you mentioned. Guard breaks aren't going. So if you're actually in that defensive state, Marv, if I grab you, you will get grabbed. So it hasn't gone.
Okay.
So it hasn't gone away. So you definitely got to use it wisely. So I'm not, and that's a good question. That's a good thing that you brought up, because I'm not really sure why this is needed, to be honest. Like you said, I kind of agree, but I can tell you the difference is that when you do a regular block in Street Fighter, you still take a little bit of damage, right?
Right.
In this one, you don't take any damage. So
that's lame.
Right. So you're just draining. All it uses up. The caveat is just it uses up your energy bar. And the thing is, so when you move into the motion of getting into that defensive state, it's very slow. So you have to time it. You have to time it just right, because you can get, if someone's on the offensive, they can stop you from even getting into the defensive mode. You know what I'm saying? So you have to time it just right. And it also leaves you open for a grab too. So you can still get grabbed out of too. So it's not easy to see. So you can't come into the game thinking I'm just gonna get into the defensive state and nobody can beat me. No, it's far from that. You can get grabbed. You have to time it right, because if you don't, you'll get your ass kicked, because the frame rate of getting back into motion to your regular fighting stance is slow. So you have to time it right. And then there's also a new type of guard break too, where it's a charging, it's called a Punisher move, and what it does is it's this animation where your fighter will charge up a super attack, and it will either break your character's guard, or it will just push them back, opening them up for a ultimate. So when I was using it, if you watch some of the videos, I would break someone's guard, and it would push them back a few steps, leaving, and you couldn't immediately get back into your guard for like a few seconds, for like a few milliseconds. And when that path opened up, I would immediately use my ultimate attack. So that was great. So it was like very, strategic to try to use your ultimates or get any of your super moves out. So it's definitely different. It's definitely different. There's aside from the fighting and stuff like that, there's other multiplayer modes that will be launched, and there's the story mode as well. But I'm very curious to see how the content creation is going to actually play out, because especially with all these this dysmorphic bodies that the character that these people are creating.
I've been seeing.
Some people are like, well, literally somehow they edited their character, they created their characters like to not have any arms.
Like,
and I don't know how that works.
I don't know. EJ, when I say this is funny, bro, like it's matter of fact, it's almost like 2K, bro. Like dead serious with character creation, bro. Like when I say like people making anything, it's really crazy stuff I've seen on this, man.
That's wild, bro.
You can make long arm people, super tall people. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how Capcom is going to address that when you have two created characters fighting. Now, I believe we will be able to fight created character against created character, but maybe because you have all this freedom, will they only be story based, only on offline modes? If it's going to be an online mode, I need to understand how I'm going to be able to fight characters that have all these different type of bodies. And like if there's someone with long ass arms, will they be able to have this impenetrable reach?
Yeah, like be
against me. Right. So like, how does that factor into the game? So I gotta are there gonna be some kind of attribute system where even though you have long arms, you know maybe the frame rate slows, so you can't, when you punch, the arm comes back really slow. This is a lot of questions that I wish we could have tested it out with the content creation, but we didn't get that. So, and right now, Street Fighter 6 doesn't have a release date. All we know is that it's coming out in 2023. So there's no release date just yet. So ultimately, I'm excited to get back into it. It was a great re-entry. I think I'm definitely going to buy it. I think this may be the best Street Fighter so far that I've played in my life, to be honest. I can't wait to play with full roster. I don't know, man. It felt really good. I think there's just some things that I think
we gonna speak.
should be patched, and I would adjust them in the survey. But I think it's an evolution. I will say that it's an evolution so far. So it's what I like to see.
Gotcha.
That's what's up. I'm gonna let y'all stick to that. I'm not the biggest, fighter game person. Mortal Kombat I get, but I usually get Mortal Kombat just to fool with the story. Once I beat the story, go on the shelf. So, Street Fighter has always been cool, but I just watch other people play that. So, yeah, definitely, Jay. Keep us informed on how that goes, man. We'll talk about it more on the show for sure. A game that I really want to talk about because I got to check and see if we are getting it. I know me and you are getting it. I don't know if Marvin gonna get it, but Jay, I think we getting it. It's Gotham Knights. Did you see most recent stuff that's come out about that, like the controls and the gameplay mechanics and all that?
Yep.
So we getting it.
I have been. Oh, we getting it. I'm a Batman fan. I have to get it. It would be a sin for me not to get it. It would be a sin. It'd be blasphemy. I'm Black Bruce Wayne. Like, what you think? I gotta get it. Look, my mom called me the other day. She said, "Baby, I got something for you." I said, "What you got for me?" She said, "I got you a Batman shower carpet or whatever." And I was like, I said, "Mom, you know your son. You know your son." I was like, it will be put to use. So, but no, I'm for sure getting it. I will say that I'm trying to not watch too many stuff because I do see a lot of gamers have gotten early previews or early demos, and they're kind of playing some of the story. So I don't want to be spoiled. So I'm trying to stay back from watching a lot of stuff. But yeah, I have been watching some of the latest stuff.
All right.
So I am excited. I'm definitely getting it.
Marv, what's the deal, bro? We getting it? What you doing?
I mean, I'll give it a shot. You know, I ain't really that big on superhero games. Now, I will say, the Batman games I have played. If it hit Game Pass, I'll give it a go.
It's not gonna be Game Pass, bro. It's not gonna.
If it ain't gonna hit Game Pass, bro, you know what I mean? You gonna see like I put extra, you know what I mean, 60 laying around. I might, you know, they already trying to get me on this Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a done deal. Right. There's no get me. that money is already allocated, so that's already 60's already setback for that.
Not a done deal for me, bro.
I'm getting it, bro. I got it.
Still more to see. We're gonna get into that. I know more info, but that's later.
But yeah, Jay, I'm excited for this, bro. Nightwing has always been one of my favorite characters in DC, so gotta play as my boy. Obviously, they got the Red Hood in there, Batgirl, and Robin. So I've heard that there's a crazy amount of outfits for all the characters. So I'm actually excited to see what they got for that. And then they did confirm the other day that this story doesn't take up directly after Arkham City. Or was Arkham City the last one, or was it Arkham Knight? It doesn't go directly after Arkham Knight. It's its own story. So hopefully we still will be getting a true sequel to Arkham Knight. But still excited for it though. Looks good.
Yeah, I think the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is in the same universe as the Arkham series.
Gotcha.
So this is totally something. It's its own different thing, which I'm hoping, and it's just being rumored that we will get, even though Batman is supposedly dead, but we all know if you're a Batman fan, Batman is usually never dead. So hope he's some DLC content or he can unlock him in the game, because you know, while these characters are great to play, it'd be interesting. I would love to play as Batman, so you know, do this. Yeah, definitely copping.
Marv, why don't you tell us about this Modern Warfare news or this Call of Duty news that you have?
So earlier this week, like a Call of Duty leaker on Twitter kind of revealed that there's a strong possibility that after the gap year of Call of Duty, the next COD game is going to be Advanced Warfare 2. Now, happy about that? No.
Why?
Bro, like first of all, why? That's one. Two, why have us go from being on boots on the ground to now you got to have us do all these advanced movements? Personally, I don't like it. I didn't like it when Advanced Warfare came out anyway. Even though I played, that was like probably the last Call of Duty I owned. And I don't want to have to go through that again. Because my thing is like, okay, you're going to do that? How's it going to factor in the Warzone? Because you know everything got to feed back in the Warzone. So, but you can make a rich Call of Duty, you don't have to. It was just too much to have to deal with, and it got very monotonous, like super fast. So, we'll see. I'm kind of scratching my head on it. I know when I read that story, it was very, very bizarre. Another thing that is kind of been a wonder, I guess, amongst the Call of Duty community is just wondering like what's going to be like finalized in multiplayer. You know, because my thing is that so far as the beta goes, everyone's just craving a new Call of Duty. So even the people who are complaining and griping about the beta, like they still gonna play it, and that's the reason why Call of Duty is one of the most successful games of all time, right? Like, even with the beta for me, it was cool. Did I have like an incredible amount of fun? It was all right. I think there's a lot that, you know, needs to be improved. But I think it has a lot of potential for growth. I'm intrigued to see how they're going to treat Warzone, because I feel like if they get that right, that'll be a hit. That'll be a hit. Because overall, I think the shell of the game isn't bad. It's just that, like, I think they're trying to do so many new things when it's no need.
Gotcha.
No need. It's no need. It's a lot of things I'm just kind of like, this is odd, and like, why is that the case? You know, and just kind of how it plays. But we'll see. I mean, what it comes out. What is this? October 10th?
days.
It come out on what, 26th or something? You said 26th, right?
8th, I think.
So we gonna see, man. Campaign look fire though. I will say that.
I mean, that's a given too. Like I said,
I don't like the premise. I don't like the premise of what I've heard about the campaign is that it's not really like a war theme. It's more so kind of like almost like a, what was that, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, where you just like went after like drug cartels. Like, I think that's what the plot is kind of like semi been leaked about it. So we'll see. I'm still looking forward to it. I think there's a strong possibility I might get it, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it the day of. I may get it like one day after. I'm gonna just see kind of like how everybody else is playing it. Then I might put my money in, but I ain't gonna rush out there. I'm like, nah. If it's trash, I'm not getting it. If it's fire, then yeah, I'll go ahead and give them that measly 60. You know, and keep it pushing. I think the only thing I'm really looking forward to with this is honestly Warzone and DMZ. And how they blend those together. That's the only reason, honestly, I really want to play it, because I think multiplayer, I think eventually they're just going to end up killing it off, just like they did last year.
Jay, is it 60?
That's what led to Warzone being a big thing.
Wait, what was your question?
Is it 60 or is it 70?
It is definitely not 60. It's definitely not.
Oh, they ain't getting it from me then.
I think it's 70, bro. I think it's 69.
It's 70.
70, then I got to drop another 10 for the battle pass? Nah, we good. Figure it out. We'll see.
Bro, you can save $9 this week. That's your 69 right there. That's what you said.
I'm Gucci. Nah, I'm straight. No. Did that way, Dave. Did that with Halo Infinite, bro. I'll never do that again, bro.
Bro, the first battle pass we had in Halo was fire. We can't. Let's not do that. We all enjoyed the first.
They quickly revealed to us, hey, we got you niggas again. They revealed that us quickly, bro. I think the only thing I'm probably gonna invest my money into heavy, to be real, when it comes to gaming, like dead serious, bro. Like, real talk. This is just me speaking. I feel like that next Grand Theft Auto may be crazy, bro.
Yeah, but you gotta wait till 2025. So I mean, you gonna be saving forever for that.
I ain't really tripping on me. I mean, nigga, 2022, 2023, bro, ain't no thing. We gonna get these lame games. A lot of people saying 2022 has been like such a solid year for gaming. I'm just kind of like, I mean, depending on
not really, honestly, all the games were pushed back.
Everyone who says that doesn't really, people game, but it's like, it's games I really do not care for. Like, I'm not a super Pokemon and like Legend of Zelda fan and like everything else. I'm like, it's cool, but I'm not like hell bent on playing these things. They're great games, but it's just not for me. Games that require me to like give too much time in order to really be good at, like, I'm a kind of probably like moving to the side. Like Elden Ring was like a perfect mix of a game that is like that, but you can casually kind of just play Elden Ring, bro.
Yeah, never.
Like and give it time. But like Pokemon, like you gotta like kind of sit and think about playing this game, like But we gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I think the only games I think I'm really interested in, we're gonna see how COD does. We're gonna see what the hell Starfield's gonna do.
That's free, bro. So you gotta worry about paying for that. You got Game Pass, it's free.
I ain't worried about that, but it's just like thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? That Callisto Protocol or what a Callisto Protocol? Then
I'm gonna wait till I see reviews on that. I'm not gonna buy that day one. So
I'm gonna wait for it, but I ain't heard nobody talk about it, and I'm kind of surprised because they don't really make games like that are that dope anymore. To be real. Now the Alien game that came out a while ago, Sleeper, great game as we all know because we had an amazing time playing that game. But still, it's like I need more of those, and I think that game has the possibility to be pretty fire. But we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I think on in for Sony and Xbox. I mean, to be real, like
I'm worried though.
Sony, we already know what they pretty much. We already know what they waiting for. Pretty much it is what it is. We already know what they waiting for. God of War, bro. After that, man, we ain't gonna get nothing from Sony.
Yeah,
they putting everything in God of War. When that drops, it's over, bro.
It's so much content.
Now is it gonna be Game of the Year? I don't know.
Game of the year, bro.
It's probably gonna be Game of the Year.
I told him.
We would have to see, bro.
I've been telling Marvin this February is gonna be Game of the Year, bro.
Hey, man. Hey. The ring still stands.
I mean, you still got to beat Elden Ring.
Return the slab.
There's no beating Elden Ring. I just did not beat it. So, yeah.
We gonna see, bro. We gonna see.
Yeah, there's a lot of content coming out this Sonic Frontiers also comes out November 8th. Bayonetta 3 comes out for Nintendo Switch.
Probably good on that too. Yeah.
There's a new Ghostbusters game, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Dragon Ball The Breakers. I think that comes out on the 14th. I'm not playing that.
I saw it. I saw it. I was impressed by that.
Yeah, I was like,
I will tell you. I am excited for a new game called it's called Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. Now let me tell you guys. I know EJ was like, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons games like that. I'm not a nerd like that. I'm like, look, okay. This is different, okay? This is different. This is a 4-player first-person game where you're fighting. It's like a cyberpunk zombie-like world. Like it's like a 4-player co-op shooter where you have shooter melee weapons. It's like Left 4 Dead. It's like Left 4 Dead, and it's like Space Marines fighting against like these zombies, type shit or whatever. So it's a pretty cool game. I'm actually, let me see if I can drop the trailer to y'all in a chat. But that comes out November 30th on console, I believe.
I'm gonna have to. So the thing, I'm just gonna have to see because like all these games, especially games like this Warhammer 58,000,000, whatever you said, these games always drop these beautiful CGI trailers, and I'd be like, damn, that shit look kind of
trash.
And then the game come out and it's absolute trash, like Marvin said. So I'm gonna have to wait and see an actual gameplay trailer because they drop these beautiful CGI trailers, and then the game come out and you're just like, what the hell is this? So, yeah, like I said, Jay, I'm willing to give anything a chance if it looks good. So I just gotta see what it looks like.
Gotcha. Well, I think it would be a great game for a player, and I believe it's also coming to Game Pass for free. Can't get mad at that. Just uninstall it if you don't like it.
I mean, right now we got Call of Duty. We got Gotham Knights. That's $140 between them two games right there. Then God of War. Get that because they ain't got no Game Pass on PlayStation. Not a good one, at least. And yeah, so we're gonna see. But you said Warhammer is free. So
whoa!
We'll see.
Speaking of that, just want to add this in. You said because how we talk about PlayStation doesn't have a good Game Pass. Did y'all hear that you have to on the PlayStation's fake version of Game Pass? Do you know that you have to be on a high tier, on the highest tier, to get premium customer service?
That is ridiculous.
I have never heard of nothing like that in my life.
You know what's wild, Jay?
What
is like? It seems like every console generation, somebody decides to be an idiot. So when the 360 came out, it was like, okay, PlayStation was doing whatever they were doing with the PS3, charging $1,000 for that shit. You know, way back in the day. And 360 came out, and they just blew them out the water. They had a cheaper price, better games, better controller, etc. So they thought they was on top. And the Xbox, Xbox One came out, they decided to go crazy and do the whole connected, always online, gotta buy the Connect, all that other bullshit, and then
that was
talking about you can't share games in between your friends, you gotta like all this stupid stuff like that. And then Sony just came out with the PlayStation 4 and was just like simple. And so now it's flipped again. Xbox and dropped the Series X, simple, hop on, play games, Game Pass. Now you got Sony up here tripping. They don't want to do a Game Pass. They're trying to make you pay for good customer service. Like, why can't they just make good shit every generation and just keep it rolling, bro?
Because they want money, and the reason why is because gaming is big business now. I've been saying this forever. The moment that gaming became something mainstream that people can monetize, that's when the problems start really severely rolling in. Because think about it, the biggest thing that happened to gaming and getting into the main space outside of direct sales, so far as media, was print and G4 TV. When G4 died, what did everything happen? It went to YouTube and Twitch. So everybody's trying to get Twitch channels. It's starting to feed into athletics. It's starting to feed into fashion. All of these things are blending now. So they're trying to get good products with quick turn, to build quick communities, to get as much money out of these people as possible and to keep it pushing. That's what it is now. I would not be surprised, man, if you look up probably in 15 years, it's going to be so many live service games trying to be created and get off the ground, actually successful that get off the ground. It's going to be ridiculous. Nobody wants to just make it clear. I think about it. How many just single story games have we just seen that just came in and this is what it is, with something overarching or some kind of service built around it being produced? Not many. Not many. So that's what it is. And that influences kind of how they sell consoles, the content that they make, how they're trying to make games, and all this kind of stuff is nuts, man. Crazy. That's the thing that I don't like. It's just like, bro, make the game good, dude. Like, the community just wants to play good games. And if you do that, then hey, you can build other things around it and just release it over time, and it makes sense. But they won't really get it. So we get Call of Duty, right? Then they're gonna start opening up Warzone. Then, so check this out. First round of Call of Duty multiplayer ain't that great.
Hold on, Marv, you going a little bit out, fading a little bit out.
Can you hear me?
You good?
Hear you now. Can hear you now.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, it's just like with Call of Duty dropping, right? Like, we're going to get COD up front. We're going to play, some people may play the campaign. A lot of people will go straight to multiplayer, right? Then November, Warzone's going to release. So they're going to make that feed into one another. And it's going to be just like in 2019. More people start going to Warzone because multiplayer was so bad after a while in 2019. It was just unplayable. So that's what it is. And then if DMZ takes off and it's a good thing, they're going to double down on that too, probably again. So it's just they want money, bro. Like, and I hate it, but that's just what it is. The indie scene probably is the community that doesn't really do that heavy. Whereas, like, they're just gonna make a good game and just hope it works. And if they make money, then they're just gonna work on another one. Versus like these other big companies, nah, bro. They trying to stretch every cent. That's the reason why we've had a Grand Theft Auto 5 for like 20 years. Like.
No, I agree with you. It's definitely the greed. And I actually had this conversation with Riley. I was telling him, I said, it seems like every time, and when EJ pretty much said it, every time a new company comes out, does well in the gaming industry, a new console comes. The company seems to manage to F it up when it's time to launch the new things. And like Marv said, it's greed. It's just greedy. So I'm just hoping that right now PlayStation is effing it up right now. They're effing it up right now. This is the perfect opportunity for Xbox, who's been doing so good. For the first time ever, I told Riley this. I said, something is wrong when an American console is doing better than its native console in Japan. So when you have that happening, something's wrong. And of course, the
Right.
chip shortage has something to do with that too. I'm not going to pretend like that don't exist. So PlayStation isn't, of course, making as many consoles, but still, you have a lot of people jumping over just because you have the Game Pass. The Game Pass I just saw not too long ago is profitable now, so they're making a lot of money. So now so the landscape is changing. So it's just you can't mess this up. So I'm hoping. So I'm just hoping by the time this is gonna be a far ways out. But by the time it's time to jump to a new console, I hope Xbox just remembers the errors of its previous ways and just continue on the track that it's on now and doesn't try to switch up later on, because what we've learned is what's give it will be take it away. And if you don't learn, you're just gonna fail again. You're gonna fail. And PlayStation, or it seems like none of the console companies, they don't learn. So let's see if Xbox, who's gonna be, I believe is gonna be, but I think pretty soon, the next few years, this Xbox will return or become the one of the best-selling consoles, and probably at some point beat the PlayStation 5. To be honest, so it just has to keep coming, stay on the track that it's currently on. And the Activision Blizzard thing, that's why
about to say that.
the whole. Yep. The whole thing with that, the case with that, that's the reason why PlayStation, Sony knows that if they get their hands on Call of Duty, it is over. It is over. Everybody is going to shift over. There's going to be a gaming shift, and people will be coming to Xbox or PC.
Yep.
And trust me, Microsoft doesn't care which one you come over to, because at some point, we already talked about this before, the physical hardware will be a figment of our imagination. Everything is going to be software.
Game Pass. As long as you sign up for Game Pass, they don't care what you get, PC or Xbox.
You can do whatever you want to do.
They just want you to get Game Pass. That's it.
So it's coming.
What's really crazy though is that dude from Sony flew all the way to the courts to go in and give a testimony on why it was wrong for them to get Activision and all that. But the crazy thing is, like, bruh, most of the good games that are worth playing at all on PlayStation are all exclusives. Every single one of them. God of War, Spider-Man, all these new Marvel games coming out, like the Wolverine game, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us. They're all exclusives. So you telling me that Xbox decides to buy a company and make 2 of the games or 3 of the games exclusives? I mean, bruh, like, come on now. Y'all got all the exclusives anyway. So I just find that funny that they keep making the big deal.
They want that money. Yeah. They want that.
That's
money.
wild, bro. It's really wild.
Them battle pass to start.
I would have no problem if they said, okay, well, we're not gonna let them get Activision, but that's cool. Make all the games that you make on PlayStation, God of War, make all them Xbox games too. So go ahead and do that. Give me Spider-Man.
They ain't gonna do that.
Give me Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's just, that's crazy, bro.
And all the other gaming studios, they're coming out and support. Well, they're not technically supporting Xbox, but they're just saying, like, the stuff that Sony president is arguing, it actually doesn't apply to us. Like, it's not going to affect us in a negative way. Actually, it's going to help us because it's going to get our games on both platforms. We don't have to worry about exclusivity no more. Yeah. So, so it's like, what are you doing?
And to be real, bro, if they cut out most of this exclusivity stuff, people make more money, which is what they want. We at the point now, it's like, what's the point, dude? But they don't want to do that because it'll be like, well, why buy any of these consoles? And that's the problem. I'm just like, well, the thing that kills me about the business models that I don't understand, right, is that you make these super consoles, right, which are like baby PCs damn near at this point, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And you want people to buy them, and then the developers want people to buy games. These console companies that make the consoles, they're buying these development studios because they want a pipeline of product that's guaranteed to be on these platforms, right? But yet they're arguing over exclusivity. So it's like, there's one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to shell out the money to just basically engulf any studio that comes out and you just got them under the umbrella. Like, you basically have, it's almost like sport leagues. Like, Xbox is the NBA and Sony's the NFL. And it's like, they're going to create more teams, are going to pop up in franchise, and it's a rush to figure out who's going to grab them. And it's like, I'm like, if you're going to be greedy anyway about these things, you're going to make people want to have to buy 2 different consoles, and then they got to figure out like, okay, well, this company's making a game over here. I got to go get that over here. I got to go get this over here, and so forth. I'm like, man, dude, why don't all y'all just merge and just make one universal console and people get to play what they want? But they're not gonna do that though.
Yep.
Right.
And, you know, I feel like that would be more simple because I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Buying 3 different consoles is kind of stupid if you really think about it. If you really think about it, it's really stupid.
No, I mean, that's an argument.
I think it's dumb. I think you know, kind of bizarre that people knowing that notion that like other companies have attempted to do it, but they just don't have the money, nor do they have the people, the manpower, and the employees and the tech in order to make it happen. Like, you know, they're about to scrap Google Stadia. I thought at bare minimum, the Stadia probably had a good idea if they were able to get all the games licensed on Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, at the end of the day, if it's all about money, hey, we got this console. Like, why don't we just pay them a premium just to get the franchise over here too?
What I tell you about Stadia.
Money talks at the end of the day. All this.
What I tell you about Stadia, when Stadia first, I said that shit is not gonna last long, bro. No one. There's still multiple thousands of people, probably hundreds of thousands of people that don't even live in areas with good internet to be able to get those games and play those games on Stadia like that. Like that Stadia is a good concept. We're not at the point yet to where that is a possibility for the majority of people.
We ain't even at the point. We not at the point now because everybody console gaming and you need the best internet to do that too. So it's kind of like a moot argument. I just think that the platform itself wasn't great. It wasn't fleshed out, but the service, in my opinion, makes sense because they're doing that anyway right now. It's the same. What Adrian Broner say? Same thing, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, at this point, man, instead of having these arguments about getting what, either y'all going to accept the fact that, hey, Microsoft bought Activision and Blizzard, and they're going to have timed exclusives over here, and y'all just going to have to eat that. Like, what are we arguing about? We came from a gaming era where that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We love being like, oh man, we got a PlayStation coming out, so get over here first. I have to wait a month and get it over here. Like, that was fine, but these people arguing and throwing tantrums about that. I'm like, dog, sit back and wait on the money versus up here trying to like just get angry you're not getting the dollar first. Like, you're gonna get it eventually because people are gonna come up. Like, the whole notion they'd be like, oh man, they're playing Call of Duty on Xbox, they're not gonna play it on PlayStation. Says who?
Right.
Like, that's stupid. That's like saying nobody with PC games, but they are now.
Yeah. That's true.
PC gaming used to be like a very exclusive group of people who used to play like StarCraft and Thief. Like, but now I was like, bro, you got Steam, dude. You just gonna buy that on there and keep it pushing. Like, what do you mean? Like, the notion of developers getting angry, the fact that people are playing the same game on a different platform is supposed to be a bad thing for the console is crazy to me. Crazy to me. If you want more people to play a certain game on your console, bro, you better figure out a way to start making games for the console then. Same thing that Xbox is figuring out, that Sony's trying to figure out, is the one thing that Nintendo has mastered. I keep saying it all day long. You'll never hear Nintendo say anything about this because you know what Nintendo gonna do? They're gonna be like, bro, we got like literally a whole 25 years of Japanese games that never made it stateside that we can literally just dip back into, make people redevelop the joints and slap it on the Switch. That's all it is. They're just repackaging the dope. And they're winning. Versus Xbox, you got so many fans that will get on these forums, be on Reddit, talk about, hey, why don't they make another one of this or another game of this? And it's crickets. We don't hear nothing about it. People telling you, hey, bro, I would pay hard-earned money to just replay this game again. If they think about this. You know how many people want a Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer version? Like the whole Call of Duty, just remaster it for a new console and play that again. They're never gonna do that. You wanna know how many idiots will rebuy that game?
But here's the thing to that though. They did a remastered Modern Warfare 2, didn't they? Or was it remastered Modern Warfare?
It was just a remaster of campaign. It wasn't MP.
Gotcha. But did it?
So I'm just like, just redo it. Like, I don't. It's too many ideas of reboots that people can do that folks are bitching about. I'm just like, dog, okay, they own Activision, bro. Like, buy Capcom and call it a day, dog. Like, what are we debating about? Like, I don't like stop. The thing that it's kind of like these developers get to show in their hands, and I just laugh at like what they say at these launch conferences versus what be happening in the media. Is like, one thing I will say about Phil Spencer is that he's very, very vehement about gamers really playing together and the opportunity to play something. Right. So if every move that Game Pass, we're making it easier for you all to access all these games we want to encourage y'all to play. So instead of making you buy every title individually, check this out, man. For one flat rate, you can play whatever you want as long as it's double on your breath. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's fair. Like, you get more people playing, you get more community, you get longer logged in hours and play times. Like, it makes sense for the business model they have. But Sony's up here yelling at these guys in court talking about like, oh, don't do it because they're going to edge us out and yada, yada, yada. Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. And they need money to fuel these things. It doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? Yeah, you're going to get hit with you're going to get hit with the exclusivity timetable, but Sony people will be able to buy that game when they only other option they got. They're like, hey, well, they can go buy an Xbox. But who wants to buy a new console to play a game that they know is going to come out tomorrow? Why would I spend $500 like I'm going to wait for a week to pay $60? Like, I don't get that. Man. And then here's another thing too. They ain't gonna cut off crossplay. So it's like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I remember it used to be, hey, you only could play Call of Duty on Xbox with Xbox people, and Call of Duty on PC with PC people, and Call of Duty on PlayStation with PlayStation people. And that was
that. Go back to that.
There wasn't any shit. What they really need to do, they can keep crossplay on. They need to take out skill-based matchmaking. That's the problem. That's really the problem. That's a whole nother discussion. Don't get me started, man. But we gonna see, man. I think 2023 is really gonna be a telling year for gaming. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these companies do not except Nintendo. If Sony and Microsoft don't get their shit in order, bro, it's gonna be very, very intriguing to see what happens. Because a lot of these big name companies that have made games that was supposed to basically blow everyone out the water for this next gen, we ain't seen that yet. Halo did well, flopped in the end. 2027, flop. What was the other game on PlayStation 5 that came out?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Do we have time, or do y'all want to go back and talk about that? We kind of getting long in the tooth on this.
I think we could talk about it another time. Because I feel more news is going to come out on that. More news is going to come out on that, and I feel like, in my opinion, probably down the pipeline, we're going to get some kind of news about the GTA situation within a month. I feel like the next 30 days is going to give us something.
I don't feel like that. I feel like we ain't getting GTA 6 news until the end of 2023. I'm just going to be real with you.
I'm talking about the
lawsuit. Oh, you're talking about the lawsuit. I think you're talking about the game. Okay.
Yeah, because that's a big deal. Like, because I know, I don't know about y'all, but like that spooked a lot of companies. A lot of things about security is about to start changing on games. All of that, that's really about to make people like, yeah, these people ain't playing out here, bro. We got to figure out a way to safeguard information. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, like you said, Jay, we'll probably get into. There's actually some good news I won't say good news, but encouraging news. From CD Projekt Red about upcoming titles. So on the next one, we'll get into that.
Okay, and I'll just leave out what my last thing I'll say is 50 Cent son, shut the hell up. $6,700 is a lot of money. 81,000 a year is a lot. A lot of people don't see $81,000 a year, sir. So get realistic, sir.
That is true. That is true. So hey, just chill out.
I knew, hey, bro. I already knew 50 Cent's son was bogus when he was up there taking pictures with his father. Like, I'm like, all right,
yeah.
Bro. Like, I at first I was like 50 foul, but now I'm kind of just like, you deserve everything you get, little nigga. You're doing the most. Like, you're really doing the most.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just heard some ridiculousness.
Yeah, I saw that
in the webs.
So I'm glad you brought that up. But
yeah, so he can whatever, bro.
As always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in to all of our social channels to keep up with the SHU program. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
For sure.
Peace.
Feel free to follow us on all social media platforms. Catch us over on Spotify at the SHU Program and any other DSPs that you prefer to listen to podcasts on. Also follow us over on Instagram at the SHU Program. Follow us on Twitter at SHU_program. And also tap in with us, man. Ask any questions. Feel free to follow, DM us, reach out. If you like anything, follow us on YouTube. Please let us know, man. We really, really appreciate you all listening. We appreciate you all's feedback and tapping in with us content-wise, man. We would love to get to know you and figure out who's listening to us and what you all would like to see, and just for showing us consistent love week after week. Thank you all so much.